All right, Shalom, his brother Zakaria from the Israelite Report podcast. Want to say all praises due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Peace and blessings to all the brothers spread across the four corners of the earth, pushing the truth and sincerity. Things are turning up. Things are turning up. Things are getting crazy out here. Every day is something new in the media. Some of it's propaganda, some of it's real. But either way, we must watch and pray no matter what, because we don't want to be caught in that hour, off guard. He says come like a thief in the night. And we want to be found doing, right? So you're hearing of wars and rumors of wars and everything else. But in the middle of all of that, I'm starting to believe that, of course, we know World War III is on the brink, but in the middle of all of that, you have the CBDC, digital currency crap that they're coming up with, which is going to lead to the Motb. It's going to lead to the mark. It's going to lead to the chip. And, just be aware of that. I got this article here from a website called Reclaim the Net. Says here, the Gates Foundation boosts funding for digital ID projects. Says the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation has increased its investment in digital ID projects through part of a $1.27 billion package to support global health and development projects. So here we go. This is what they do. This is what the wicked elites do. They hide everything under health and charity. So right now they are moving full speed ahead towards this cashless society, purposely crashing the dollar and everything else worldwide on purpose. And of course, they're going to blame it on this war or this conflict between the U.S., Russia, and Ukraine. And okay, so that's we see what that's set up for. And like I said, while everyone's focusing on that, you got the hurricane season right now. But what's going on in the background, and what they're not talking about, is this cashless society that's getting ready to come into place. And what they're going to do is they're going to crash the economy and then come up with this digital currency, and it's going to be a worldwide currency. All right. So the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation has increased its investment in digital ID projects through part of a $1.27 billion package to support global health development projects. Part of the funding, $200 million, will go to digital public infrastructure, including civil registry, database, and digital ID. Now you got to remember who was behind all of the shooter, the jabber, right? Who put a lot of money and openly, admittedly said he made the most money off of the vax than anything else. Well, it was Billy Goat Gates. Okay, so he's just a puppet of the wicked elites, and he is spearheading this cashless society, this digital ID, right? Digital ID database, all right, which is going to be tied into the cashless society, all right? And I'm bringing that into it because digital ID and cashless society are all going to go together. That's why I keep, harping on the cashless society thing, because the digital ID registry, see, this is the part that goes over a lot of people's head. They won't understand this. all of this is going to be linked together. When they give you that chip, when they demand that you take that chip, all of your personal business, your money, your everything, your mailing address, everything is going to be there. It's going to be on that chip. All right. So it's all about tracking and tracing you. And what the pandemic was, it was nothing but a test run, a trial run to see how people would react. They collected data, and now, they're ready to go full-fledged with the full thing, the real thing, all right, which is under the skin, a device under the skin. And they're openly talking about this now. When they called it a conspiracy theory for many years, now they're openly talking about it. But who do they ultimately want to track and trace? You know who? The children of Israel, right? The children of the Most High. That's who they're tracking and tracing, or planning on tracking and tracing. That's what the census is for, But the Lord said, "My people are like the sand of the sea." So, He's gonna disappoint the devices of the crafty. The hands of the crafty will be disappointed, but He will allow Esau to get to a certain level, even to the point where the scriptures say, even the elect would be, if it were possible, even the very elect would be deceived. So it's going to look like Esau's really winning for a long time. And he's been looking like he's winning for a long time. But remember, 1,000 years is just one day to the Lord. So, He's going to let Esau keep going and keep moving, and Esau's going to tempt many. He's going to tempt a lot of people that are calling themselves Israel. A lot of brothers running around talking about Shalom. But if they didn't get the world out of their heart, then guess what? When Esau come through with these chips and these demands and these draconian laws and these mandates and everything else, guess what? They're going to bend. They're going to fold. That's why we got to pray and make sure we're asking the Lord to keep the spirit of faith on us so that we don't get bugged out in our mind. Because there's been a lot of people that have come through and left bugged out. So anyway, back to this digital base, these registry databases and digital ID that Bill Gates is funding. It says here, the announcement followed the annual Goalkeepers report, an annual assessment report on the UN's Sustainable Development Goals, UN SGD. The UN set a goal, says goal 16.9 for a global legal identity by 2030, the year 2030. The UN, let me read this again. This is their goal. This came from the Goalkeepers report. It says the UN, the United Nations, set a goal 16.9 for a global legal identity by the year 2030. And the report said that the world will not make that deadline. It says a podcast is available on the plans. All right, so you can go to their page and click it. It says here, to achieve that goal, digital ID programs are supposedly needed. It says the 2019 Goalkeepers report touted biometrics as one of the technologies needed for the equitable redistribution of resources in developing nations. The $200 million will also support data sharing systems and interoperable payment systems. So it's going to be linked to your money. It's going to be linked to your house, your everything, your business, everything. Okay, your movements when they come in with the climate change tracking devices. You're gonna have to keep your carbon footprint to a minimum. Because they're gonna be tracking and tracing you. How many steps did you take? How much food did you buy? They're gonna want to know everything about you. Okay, and If you get that chip, they will know everything about you. Trust and believe. And that's the point. They want to be the most high. They liken themselves to be the most high. And they will fool and have fooled a lot of people to believe that they are the most high. But that's the goal of the wicked elites. And again, we are sighing and crying. That's Ezekiel 9:4. We're praying for deliverance. We want the righteous mark, the tawa. We want the righteous mark so we can get the hell up out of here. We're praying that we can be delivered just like in Egypt. You had the blood on the doorpost. So the death angel knew to go past. Like, we're praying that in these deadly times that the Lord will put that righteous mark on us, or that we have the righteous mark. And that's why we fasting and praying and keeping a watch. Ezekiel 9:4 says, and the Lord said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. And how much of an abomination is it? Just think about it, that this devil wants to track and trace you, put something inside of you. We talk about it so much that sometimes we become numb to it. But if you really think about it, how devious is that thought? The Lord allowed Esau to have this thought that he could actually attempt to be the Most High. And that's why they're so arrogant and proud. But we're sighing and crying due to all of these abominations, man, because we don't want to be under this man's rule. We're hoping for that. We're hoping and praying for that righteous mark, because Esau's coming with the wicked mark on the left-hand side. All right, and what I just read for you, the article that I just read for you, is the prelude, the setup for that wicked mark, the Motb. But we're praying for that, the Wa. We're praying for Ezekiel 9:4, the righteous mark, the mark for the men that are sighing and crying. And we pray that the Lord deliver us. And let me see if I can get something else here. But it's perilous times that we're living in. And we now, matter of fact, let me get this right quick. This is Isaiah 30:8. It says, and this is part of the problem. Nobody wants to hear the truth. No one wants to hear that Jacob's trouble is coming, that we're really about to go through hell, and we're going to need faith, and you're not going to be able to trust in your job. You're not going to be able to trust in your neighbors, your friends, your family. We're going to have to deny all these things, pick up our cross and follow Yahushua. This is Isaiah 30th chapter, started the 8th verse. It says, now go write it before them in a table, and note it in a book, that it may be for the time to come forever and ever, that this is a rebellious people, lying children that will not hear the law of the Lord. And that's why these people are going to get caught off guard. They mock us, they scorn us, they scoff, but they're going to get caught off guard. It says that this is a rebellious people, lying children that will not hear the law of the Lord. It says, which say to the seers, see not. They don't want you to see. They don't want you to prophesy, right? It says, and to the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things, speak unto us smooth things, prophesy deceits. So yeah, I'm not going to get many listeners, many views, even though I do get more listeners on my podcast. That's why I kept it that way, on Spotify and different locations, damn near wherever you can, Apple Podcasts and wherever you can find podcasts. My show is there, but I get more listeners there. But But no, nobody wants to hear the truth, man. People don't want to hear the truth. Even when this guy TD Jakes started speaking a little bit of truth about the women, look what happened, man. Now his arena's half empty. You know, here you are, you at the 11th hour 59th minute mark before midnight. All right. And people still want us to preach to them smooth things. They want us to tell them that everyone can be saved. And if not everyone, then all of Israel. And I'm like, no. That's not what the scriptures say. And they get mad. They get puffed up, leave you all kinds of stupid ass comments. That's not going to change nothing. All right. What should we say then? What should we say then? What do you think? Just because you disagree with the Lord, that the Lord's going to stop his plan? No, he's not going to stop nothing. He's not going to stop a damn thing. I'll get back to that. But anyway, this is Isaiah 30th chapter, and go back to the 9th verse. Says that this is a rebellious people, lying children that will not hear the law of the Lord, which say to the seers, see not, and to the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things, speak unto us smooth things, prophesy deceits. They rather hear deceits than they hear the truth. It says, get you out of the way, turn aside out of the path, because the Holy One of Israel to cease from before us. It says, cause the Holy One of Israel to cease from before us. They don't even want to look at the Most High. His word, right? Or his prophets, right? It says, wherefore thus saith the Holy One of Israel, because ye despise this word, and trust in oppression and perverseness, and stay thereon, therefore this iniquity shall be to you as a breach ready to fall, swelling out in a high wall. It says, whose breaking cometh suddenly as an instant. It says, and he shall break it as the breaking of the potter's vessel that is broken in pieces. He shall not spare, so that there shall not be found in the bursting of a sherd to take fire from the earth, or to take water withal out of the pit. And see that they want the smooth things, right? They don't want to hear the true word of the Lord. Okay. Psalms 119 verse 155 says, salvation is far from the wicked, for they seek not thy statutes. All right. Preach unto us smooth things. Here you have it. The Motb is right here, right around the corner. They are openly discussing. I was meditating on this earlier, that there was a time when they called this a crazy conspiracy theory. All right, this was supposed to have been a conspiracy theory. There was nothing about this that was supposed to be true at all. They used to laugh. I'm talking about news media, mainstream media. The idea of them putting a chip in you, that was supposed to be some Alex Jones crazy conspiracy theory. Now they're promoting it like it's the thing to do. Like there's something wrong with you if you don't want to take it. Now you see how they flip that? See how they flip that around? All right. So yeah, I brought that out to say, preaching to us smooth things ain't gonna fly, man. Not in these last days, man. The time for play is over. Okay? The time for play is over. Get real, get serious. This is Jeremiah 2:33. It says, why trimmest thou thy way to seek love? Therefore hast thou also taught the wicked ones thy ways? Right? Why trimmest thy ways to seek love? You're not going to get love in this world, not in these last days. All right? Get to the point where you get used to the world hating you. Okay? Because when they come with this digital currency, cashless society, and that chip comes right after it, because this is just a prelude to the chip, to the MOTB, to the mark, the mark that they pricking you. When they finally get to that point, you're going to be hated by all men. Everyone's going to hate you, your friends, your family. They're going to be living it up, using their chip to buy and sell and go different places. And what are you going to be doing? You're going to be standing strong for the word of the Lord and saying, I'm not taking that. And they're going to look at you like you're crazy. Remember how they looked at you when you didn't take the pop shot, when you didn't take the jabber, okay, during the so-called pandemic. Look at how they looked at you then. Well, imagine what they're going to be like when everyone has that chip and they're able to go to any station and swipe and get access to everything. And here you are, you can't get access to anything, right? So a lot of us, well, some of us, I don't know how many, but some of us are going to get put to death, man. I might be one of them. I don't know. I mean, hey, who knows, man? For not taking that thing. So, the Lord's going to allow Esau to get to where he's getting to just far enough. Let me get this right quick. Says, this is Job 12, chapter 16 verse says, with him is strength and wisdom, the deceived and the deceiver are his. Okay, so that plan that Bill Gates has, putting all his money into this digital ID project, that is a plan, a crafty counsel that they've taken against the men of the Lord, men and women, because there are a few women of the Lord. And the Lord has deceived them, man. He's allowed them to believe that they're going to get their new world order and establish their kingdom the way that they always wanted it. Okay? He's allowed them to get this far, and they believe that they're going to get it, and that's the deception of the Lord. Okay, that shows you how powerful the Lord is, that he could put that delusion on you. That's why you got this guy, Yuval Noah, what is it? Yuval Noah something. Damn. I can't remember his last name. Harari. Yuval Noah Harari. When he said, we don't need God. They can make it rain whenever they want to. They don't need the Most High. See, the Lord deceived them, man, and don't you be deceived, okay? The scriptures tell you if it was possible, the very elect would be deceived, okay? Because this devil is going to have all kinds of signs and miracles, and, okay? Don't let them deceive you. Stand strong, stay prayed up, fast and pray if you have to, and, try to make it to the best of your ability.